Well, this date in weather history is a notorious one. 3 years in a row. In fact, by 1989, folks were beginning to wonder what was going to happen next. On November 15th in 1987, major severe weather outbreak in Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana. 19 tornadoes, 11 fatalities, 292 injured. In fact, one massive tornado from eastern Texas into northwest Louisiana hit a chicken farm and killed 34,000 chickens. The same tornado in Louisiana apparently lifted a 5-ton tractor with a front-end loader and carried it nearly a half-mile. That is a tornado. The same date, next year, lightning struck twice on the same date. A killer tornado, northeast Texas to Illinois, 44 tornadoes, 1 touchdown in central Arkansas, 5 fatalities, 60 injured. Another strong tornado hit Topeka, Kansas, 22 injured. Another ripped a 43-mile path from Saline County through Prairie County in Arkansas and killed 5 people. Hailstones softball size. Bill.
Also on the date, Mike, November 15th, 1989, a day that will be living in infamy in Huntsville, Alabama. Very devastating tornado ripping on through a residential area there. And check this out, the tornado's path, it was on the ground for about 18 miles and the width of about a half a mile wide. Unfortunately, 21 people were killed and the damage estimates of 100 million. And also on the same storm, there was a devastating tornado up in Newburgh, New York. About 6 kids were killed as a wall collapsed in a school. And again, that was the same time period 4 years ago today. Now the answer to the question.
We go from tornadoes to some of the causes of tornadoes, the heat and the cold coming together. One such effect is the heat index. Now, when it's 85 degrees and the relative humidity is 20%, the actual or apparent temperature or heat index feels like less than the temperature, only 82. But then you throw in a lot of water molecules, the relative humidity. You can't see these. You cannot see humidity, but it's in the air nonetheless. Temperature 85, relative humidity 70%. That means the heat index, what it feels like, can be 91. That's one of those indices we give you here on the Weather Channel. The other one is the wind chill index. Temperature 45, only a 5-mile-an-hour wind. We have a wind chill then of 43 degrees. Temperature 45, you throw in a 25-mile-per-hour wind, and then the wind chill will feel like 23 degrees. So this lady obviously should be dressed up a little bit better. But what we're talking about is the wind's effect on exposed skin. Of course, you can dress for cold conditions, but of course, if you have a down jacket on, you're not going to feel that wind chill under that. You're going to feel it on your hands and on your face. 5 to minus 10, of course, you'll be dressed warmly, but the skin will feel unpleasant. Minus 10 to minus 25 wind chill, frostbite is possible, and 25 below to 65 below, frostbite is likely. More than 65 below, and you get that sometimes in the Great Plains in New England on a real windy day, and certainly in Alaska, skin can freeze in 30 seconds. This is a handy wind chill chart, and we see the combination of wind speed from 4 to 45 miles an hour and temperature from 45 down to 0. And when you put them together, you sort of follow the graph down, and you can find what the wind chill is. For instance, 25 degrees Fahrenheit, a wind of 20 miles an hour, well, it feels like 3 below 0, and that is a risk of frostbite. These wind chill temperatures, frostbite is likely, and these temperatures, well, the skin can actually chill or freeze within 30 seconds, as we can see right here. Well, winter's coming, so we really have to be aware of these things and observe the cold weather tips. Avoid undue exposure, wear the layered clothing all the time, and avoid smoking and alcoholic beverages, which will lower your resistance. Eat food high in protein and drink plenty of liquids. Exercise or activity in moderation is good. Don't overexert yourself. Heart attacks are common in very cold weather. Protect the hands and feet, and check on the elderly. Wind and heat in the Weather Classroom, Chapter 3.
We've talked about an awful lot of heat heading up north today. Highs approaching 80 as far north as southern areas of New England. And again, the jet stream has a big bearing on that. Dennis Smith explains.
A blanket of snow covers the areas of the Northeast as a winter storm arrives. One of the reasons, the jet stream has moved to its winter position. Cold air funnels southward as a jet stream slides south. The storm track moves along the jet stream. In the winter, storm tracks sweep across the country, bringing cold air and storms to many areas. In the summer, the jet stream moves to the north, so more warm air is pulled up into the northern U.S. Storm tracks follow the jet stream as it moves. The movement of the jet stream coincides with the change of seasons. Dennis Smith, the Weather Channel.
All right, take a closer look now at the heat wave we've talked about. And once again, in the wintertime or even the latter part of the fall, our jet stream starts to drop on southbound. And as it does, this is pretty much our primary storm track as well. So as you might imagine, the cold air is banked up to the north and it begins to head on southward with the advancing snow cover, and also the fact that these cold air masses just are so big and strong, they just have to kind of sprawl their way southward in time. So our jet stream tends to ride pretty far on the south, and as our rule of thumb, a lot of times we get our cold air banked in the wake of a low pressure area, for instance, behind it. Then the cold air begins to drop on down. And in fact, this is a pretty similar situation to what we have today, a lot of warm air back east. Here is our actual jet stream for today, and this is our big area of high pressure, and there's still two jet streams, as we have one right along the Canadian border and more down towards Mexico, another one tapping a lot of the moisture, bringing the incredible rains. Lafayette, Louisiana, 7.5 inches of rainfall over the past couple of days. But again, we talked about the heat, and that's all advancing on northbound. Check out the numbers now. These are the earlier morning temperatures, departures from normal, anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees above normal. And this is remarkable. Lows on the 15th of November running 65 to 70 degrees, anywhere from about Baltimore right on down into the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And as you might imagine now, lots of record highs flowing by the boards now. For today, we've had record heat as far up as Concord, New Hampshire, and as far down as Virginia and North Carolina. A couple of these are pretty amazing. Augusta at 87. Look at Richmond, 86 degrees. New York City, Central Park at 79. Newark, New Jersey up to 80. List goes on. Hartford, Connecticut at 78, and Boston up to 76. And even at this hour, very, very mild air over a lot of the eastern U.S., but there is old man winter, plenty of cold air to the west of our area of low pressure. Again, as Mike mentioned, a lot more to be found in Chapter 3.